colleague and partner in the CBS late-night schedule. That'd be David Letterman. I have wanted to interview Dave ever since he began his programs on CBS back in August of 1993. Remember how hot that was? The press was covering it, and I was working at CNBC at the time, and we tried to put together some arrangement whereby Dave and I could just sit down and chat as broadcasters about mutual experiences. And finally, a year and a half later, tonight is the night. He's staying later at the Ed Sullivan Theater back in New York tonight for a conversation about his early years in broadcasting and his fiercely competitive time now as host of The Late Show, one of the great stars of CBS at 11:35 every night. The first time I met him on television was late in the run of The Tomorrow Show. He and other young comedians were booked to come on and talk about what made comedy and what made for being funny on stage in front of people. And among the guests were David Letterman and Billy Crystal, who were together tonight. So here from late in The Tomorrow Show, David Letterman and Billy Crystal.
I started doing weather just as what they used to call Happy Talk came out of WABC in New York. And in the Midwest, it hadn't come around yet, and they didn't like it. When a tropical storm became a hurricane, I would wish her well. And they didn't like that sort of thing, because later it would go on to destroy millions and millions of dollars of property.
You know, you maybe have written, all of you, I think, have written for other people and maybe watched them, as Carson says, go down the tubes with a joke or a line. What is it when it happens to you?
It is the worst feeling you can imagine. When you feel that you're being rejected by 500 people all at once, it's a little heavy to take, you know. And you start getting this sweat that people call a flop sweat. But it really happens. I mean, it starts back here and then works its way across your face, down the latissimus dorsi, into your thighs, and then into your ego, into your car, into home, into therapy.
They didn't have sweat meetings back then. By the way, the toll-free line is not